Hey there, Boots Owen here. This is a Samsung Optimal Dry 8 kilo that I have here in front of me. It has another number on it somewhere. It's a model number DV80M50133W. I got this machine over a year ago. When I got it, it was very, very cheap. Down in the bottom here is the heat exchanger with coils. We'll have a look in here, open this up like this, and you're meant to keep these things clean. So if you can see in there, though that grill is pretty dirty and it's a long way in as well, so the air comes down, the hot air from the laundry goes down through this filter, and I have to clean this as well. Let's do that quickly while I'm here. It's a double filter. Clean that like this, very simple. Lift that out, clean the next one like that, and that's as clean as it's ever going to get. You could wash it under the sink every time if you wanted, but I won't. Do that, and then put it back in position. The air goes down through that filter, and the air comes in the side over here, and then goes in through these cooling fans to be first cooled down, where the moisture will drop out of them, and then to be heated up at the back, so that they can dry the laundry. So I've got to try and clean these guys out now, and then put a fix in place to try and stop this happening again, or to make it easier next time if it's going to happen again. There's another washing machine on behind me. So the first thing I want to do is get this door off, just to make it easier to work on this, and I need a little tool like a screwdriver or something to pop the plastic up on each side. Just popping that guy up, and then this comes out, and you can see all I was doing is squeezing these guys here together, and to get them back in you just push it straight down and it should snap in. So inside then I've got this little tool, it's like a hook dental pick. I'm just going to scrape it downwards very, very carefully so that I don't damage the fins. When I got this machine, every one of the fins was bent. It's like someone tried to clean it with the back of a shoe or something. So all I'm doing is drawing this down to catch and pull off all these little bits of fluff. People have told me you can get special tools for this, but you know what? I don't have one of those special tools. There we go, much better. You're doing that for me more than for you. So some kind of a brush, some kind of a light. You can see how some of the fins, maybe at the end you'll see it, some of these fins will be completely bent. I'm trying to leave it with the fluff still on rather than taking the fluff out, but I'm going to have to take it out now because it's getting in my way. Whatever you do, you don't want to push the fins in because that just wrecks them. So now I'll move on to a different tool. This one's just pointy. I could try and get up into the top a bit better. I'm trying to hook it towards me. And the machine was working just fine, blocked as it was just there now. So if you're worried it's not clean enough, it doesn't really matter. There's a bit of sponge up along the top there, and that keeps the air from rushing around the fins. Alright, come up from the bottom now. What I'm trying to do as well is make sure I'm not bending the fins, but also make sure that they're separate as I'm doing it. What might work in this situation is a vacuum cleaner, you know. I've got this fellow, I think it's a brush for cleaning bicycle chains. So I'm going to try and sweep a few at the same time now. So going sideways is a dangerous thing because the blades will bend very, very easily. It's a little bit more every time. Let's try and go upwards. The issue is it's kind of caked at the bottom there. So hooking it's probably the best way to get it out. So I know that with almost 100% blockage this thing still works, and as it was working with about 50% blockage. So let's get a vacuum cleaner. So this is about as clean as I'm going to get it for now, vacuuming and picking it out. I bought this piece of sponge, it's tumble dryer filter in theory for this machine. But if I put it in there, it's too small, it's got a gap above. I think on some tumble dryers there's like a cage here, a frame to take the sponge, but this one doesn't have it. So I've also got this piece of sponge, and what I'm going to do is just see if I can bung it in place, basically. So that's what it looks like. I've got it folded at the bottom and up snug at the top, and so if it's taking forever to dry, I'll know it's probably not working. I might have to take it out and either get some thinner sponge or some kind of a piece of wire mesh that I can just pull out, or the last option would be to try and make a cradle to go here, but working in plastic is a bit tricky, and I don't have a 3D printer, and even then you'd have to make it up somehow. So I'll put this on and we'll see what it looks like after a few goes. So it's given me this red thing that says clean the filter, but of course we know that that has been done. It's just a reminder really. Turn it on, and I'll leave this. It might take forever for me to figure out how much lint comes in there, but I'll know after the first load if it's working properly, because it'll take about the right amount of time. The buildup of lint that was down there that I've just cleared, that could be easily 6 months or more, so it's not exactly something that you need to worry about, but if it's completely clogged and you've never cleaned it, well then you do have an issue on your hands. So we'll wrap this up in a minute when the machine's finished. So I didn't hang around to see it, but I've come back and the laundry is dry. Let's have a look in here again. Yeah, loads of lint there, so I'll clean that off in a minute. Let's check in here. And there's some bits there over on the left, some bits of white, so it's working already. Seems to work just fine. So I'll leave that in situ until the machine gives me issues. Great, that's a success I reckon. So a slight improvement to this Samsung Optimal Dry 8kg machine. Questions or comments, leave them below. Like and subscribe. Become a member of the channel if you like. Thanks for watching. See you later.